The rain came down in sheets, the kind that turned the streets of Bahawalpur into shallow rivers and made every driver curse the sky. It was January 15, 2026, and Ahmed Khan was already 23 minutes late. Ahmed gripped the steering wheel of his old Suzuki Marin tighter, the wipers slapping uselessly against the windshield. The car smelled of wet cloth, cheap air freshener, and the faint trace of baby powder that clung to everything his 5-year-old daughter, Aisha, touched. He glanced at the cracked dashboard clock, 8:47 a.m. The interview was at 9 o'clock sharp at Apex Textiles head office on the Multan Road bypass. 40 kilometers away. In this weather, it might as well have been 400. He had prepared for weeks. Resume printed on the last clean sheet of paper he owned. Shirt ironed with Aisha's little hands helping press the collar. Shoes polished until they looked almost new. He had rehearsed answers in the mirror while Aisha sat on the bathroom counter eating toast, giggling every time he said, "Team player," with a serious face. This job wasn't just a paycheck. It was medicine for Aisha's asthma inhalers that cost more than rent. It was school fees so she wouldn't miss another year. It was the chance to stop lying awake at night wondering if tomorrow would be the day the landlord changed the lock. Ahmed's wife, Sarah, had passed 3 years earlier from complications after a routine surgery gone wrong. Since then, life had been a tightrope walk between love for his daughter and the slow bleed of poverty. He worked double shifts driving a rickshaw, fixed neighbors' fans and wiring for extra cash, sold his mother's old gold bangles last Diwali just to keep the lights on. The Apex job, junior supervisor in quality control, paid enough to breathe. They had called him for the interview after he submitted the application through a cousin's connection. One chance. 1 hour to prove he was worth something more than day labor. His phone buzzed on the passenger seat. Aisha's preschool teacher. "Ahmed bhai, Aisha is fine, but she's asking for you. She says her chest feels tight again." Ahmed's stomach twisted. "I'm on my way to an interview, Baji. Can you give her the blue inhaler? The one in her bag." "I already did. She's resting now. Just wanted you to know." "Thank you. I'll come straight after." He ended the call and pressed the accelerator harder. The Marin groaned, tires slipping on the flooded road. Then he saw her. A silver Toyota Corolla stood crooked on the shoulder, hazard lights blinking weakly through the downpour. The hood was up. A woman in a dark maroon shalwar kameez stood beside it, one hand shielding her face from the rain, the other holding a useless phone to her ear. She looked lost, soaked, and, despite the expensive car, completely alone. Ahmed slowed. His mind screamed, "Keep going. You're already late. Someone else will help." But no one else was stopping. Cars sped past, splashing water. The woman turned, saw his headlights, and raised a hand, not waving for help exactly, but in quiet desperation. Ahmed pulled over before he could talk himself out of it. He grabbed the small umbrella from the backseat, the one with cartoon unicorns Aisha loved, stepped into the rain, and jogged toward her. "Assalamu alaikum," he called over the drumming water. "Car trouble." She lowered her phone. Up close, she was younger than he expected, maybe late 30s, elegant even when drenched. Her dupatta clung to her shoulders, makeup smudged but eyes sharp. "Wa alaikum assalam," she replied, voice steady despite everything. "The engine just died. I think it's the battery or alternator. I don't know cars." Ahmed nodded, already moving to the hood. "Let me take a look." He propped the umbrella over her head while he leaned in. Rain ran down his neck, soaked his shirt in seconds. The battery terminals were corroded, cables loose. Classic. He had fixed worse in parking lots for 50 rupees. "I can clean this and try to jump it," he said. "Do you have jumper cables?" "In the trunk, I think." She opened it. Ahmed found the cables, brand new, still in plastic. Rich people's cars, he thought wryly. He connected them to his Marin's battery, then hers. "Sit inside, try starting when I say." She hesitated. "You're getting soaked." "It's okay. Go." She climbed in. After a few tries, the Corolla coughed, sputtered, then roared to life. Ahmed disconnected the cables, wiped his hands on his trousers, and closed the hood. "Should get you to a mechanic, but it'll hold for now." The woman stepped out again, umbrella forgotten. Rain plastered her hair to her face. "Thank you. Really. I've been standing here 20 minutes. No one stopped." Ahmed shrugged, already thinking of the clock. "People are in a hurry." She reached into her purse. Please, let me give you something for your trouble. No, no, he said quickly. It's fine. Just drive safe. He turned to leave. Wait, she called. What's your name? Ahmed. Ahmed Khan. I'm Zara. Zara Malik. She paused. You look dressed up. Going somewhere important. Job interview, he admitted. But I'm late now. Her face changed, something like guilt. Because of me. It's okay. Things happen. She looked at him for a long moment. Where? Apex Textiles. Moulton Road. Zara's expression flickered, something he couldn't read. I know the place. Ahmed gave a small smile. Inshallah I'll make it. He jogged back to his car, started the engine, and pulled away. In the rearview mirror, he saw her standing there, watching him go. The rest of the drive was a blur of anxiety and wet clothes. He arrived at 9:42. The receptionist gave him a sympathetic look. I'm sorry, sir. The panel has already started the next candidate. We can't reschedule today. Ahmed felt the floor drop. Please, I was only late because. I understand, she said softly. But the rule is strict. He stood there, dripping on their marble floor, resume wilting in his hand. Then he nodded, thanked her, and walked out. Back in the car, he didn't cry. He just sat, staring at the rain. Aisha's preschool ended at 1 o'clock. He had to pick her up. Life didn't stop for broken dreams. He drove home slowly, mind numb. The apartment was small, one room, kitchenette, tiny balcony. Aisha was already back, coloring on the floor with crayons Baji had lent her. Daddy. She ran and hugged his legs. You're all wet. Yeah, beta. Rain monster attacked me. She laughed. Did you get the job? Ahmed knelt, brushed hair from her face. Not today. But tomorrow is new, right? She nodded seriously. Tomorrow is new. He made her lunch, leftover dal and roti. While she ate, he checked his phone. One missed call from an unknown number. No message. He ignored it. Evening came. Aisha fell asleep early, tired from her wheezing episode. Ahmed sat on the balcony with a cup of cold chai, watching streetlights reflect in puddles. His phone rang again. Same unknown number. He answered. Hello. A woman's voice, familiar. Ahmed Khan. Yes. This is Zara Malik. From this morning. Ahmed sat up. Oh, yes. Is everything okay with the car? The car is fine. Thanks to you. A pause. I wanted to apologize again. And ask if you're free tomorrow morning. For what? I'd like to meet. There's something I need to discuss. It won't take long. Ahmed frowned. I don't understand. You will, she said. 10 o'clock. Apex Textiles head office. Ask for me at reception. He laughed once, disbelieving. Ma'am, they won't even let me in after today. They will, Zara said calmly. Trust me. She hung up. Ahmed stared at the phone for a long time. His heart beat strangely, part hope, part fear. The next morning, he wore the same shirt, washed overnight, kissed sleeping Aisha goodbye, and left Baji in charge. At Apex Textiles, the same receptionist looked surprised. You're back. I have an appointment with Zara Malik. The woman's eyes widened. She picked up the phone, spoke quietly, then nodded. Take the elevator to the 15th floor. Someone will meet you. Ahmed rode up, palms sweating. The doors opened to a sleek hallway. A young man in a suit waited. Mr. Khan, this way. They walked past glass offices, conference rooms, people in expensive clothes. At the end, a corner office with floor-to-ceiling windows. The man knocked, then opened the door. Zara Malik stood by the window, dressed in a sharp navy suit. Behind her desk was a nameplate. Zara Malik, Chief Executive Officer. Ahmed froze. Zara turned, smiled gently. Come in, Ahmed. Sit. He sat, legs unsteady. You're the CEO. He whispered. Yes. You didn't say. I didn't want to. Not then. She leaned forward. Yesterday, you had a choice. You could have driven past. Most people did. You didn't. You lost something important because of it. Ahmed swallowed. It was just the right thing. Exactly. Zara opened a folder. I called HR after our talk yesterday. They told me what happened. I also pulled your application file. Your references are excellent. Your technical test scores from last month were in the top 5%. Ahmed blinked. But I missed the interview. You missed one interview, Zara said. But kindness isn't on any resume. And I believe in second chances. She slid a new letter across the desk. Ahmed opened it with shaking hands. Offer of employment. Position: Senior Quality Control Supervisor. Salary: 85,000 Pakistani rupees per month plus benefits. Start date: February 1, 2026. He looked up, eyes wide. This is more than the junior position. It is, Zara said. Because the person who stops in the rain for a stranger is exactly the kind of leader I want on my team. Ahmed felt tears burn behind his eyes. He thought of Aisha's inhalers, school uniforms, a future without constant fear. I don't know what to say, he managed. Say yes, Zara replied softly. Ahmed laughed through tears. Yes. Zara stood, extended her hand. Welcome to Apex, Ahmed Khan. He shook it, the moment feeling unreal. As he left the office, folder in hand, Zara called after him. One more thing. He turned. My daughter starts school next month too, she said. She's 6. Maybe they can be friends. Ahmed smiled, the first real one in years. Inshallah. He walked out into the sunlight, rain finally gone. What he didn't know yet, what Zara hadn't told him, was that this was only the beginning. There were bigger surprises waiting, secrets from his past, and a chain of kindness that would circle back in ways neither of them could imagine. February 1, 2026, dawned clear and cool in Bahawalpur. Ahmed woke before the azan, the call to prayer echoing softly through the narrow streets. For the first time in years, his first thought wasn't how will I pay the bills today. It was I have a job. A real one. He made paratha for Aisha, the kitchen filling with the smell of ghee and fresh dough. She sat on the counter in her new school uniform, white shalwar kameez, green dupatta neatly pinned, backpack bigger than her. The uniform had arrived 2 days earlier via courier from Zara's office, paid for without Ahmed asking. Along with it came a note, for Aisha's new beginning, Z. Daddy, am I going to be a big girl now? Aisha asked, swinging her legs. You already are, beta. He kissed her forehead. Today you start school properly. And Daddy starts work. She beamed. Will you wear a tie? Ahmed laughed. Maybe tomorrow. Today is shirt only. He dropped her at the same modest preschool she'd attended sporadically before, now with fees covered for the full year, thanks to the Apex benefits package. The teacher hugged him goodbye with tears in her eyes. Allah bless you, Ahmed bye. This is a miracle. Miracle. The word followed him like a shadow as he drove the Marin toward Multan Road. Apex Textiles headquarters rose like a glass and steel monument amid dusty fields and billboards. Security waved him through after checking his new employee ID. The lobby smelled of polish and coffee. HR had already processed him the day before, bank details, CNIC copy, contract signed in a quiet room overlooking the factory floor far below. His supervisor, a quiet man named Bilal, met him on the 12th floor. Welcome, Ahmed. Zara ma'am personally asked me to onboard you. Bilal shook his hand firmly. You'll be handling the evening shift quality checks to start, 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Gives you days with your daughter, right? Ahmed nodded, grateful. Yes. Perfect. The morning passed in orientation, safety videos, factory tour, machines humming like distant thunder, introductions to a team of 20. Everyone was polite, curious about the new senior supervisor, who'd skipped the usual hiring queue. Ahmed kept his answers short. Just lucky, he said when asked. At lunch in the canteen, he sat alone with a plate of biryani. His phone buzzed. Zara. How's the first day? Ahmed hesitated, then typed, good. Thank you again. Everything feels unreal. Her reply came fast. It's real. You earned it. Come to my office at 3 p.m. before your shift. Bring Aisha if she's free after school. He stared at the message. Bring Aisha to the CEO's office. He replied, she finishes at 2. I can pick her up. Perfect. See you both. Aisha was waiting outside school with a drawing clutched in her hand, a colorful house with 2 stick figures and a big sun. This is us, Daddy. And our new big house one day. Ahmed's throat tightened. Inshallah, beta. They drove to Apex. The receptionist smiled wider this time. Mr. Khan and Miss Aisha. Go right up. On the 15th floor, Zara waited at her door, casual in a cream kurta and jeans, no suit today. She knelt immediately. Assalamu alaikum, Aisha. I'm Zara auntie. Wa alaikum assalam, Aisha whispered shyly, then held out the drawing. For you. Zara took it like treasure. It's beautiful. May I keep it on my wall? Aisha nodded vigorously. Zara led them inside. The office felt warmer with sunlight pouring in. On the desk sat a small gift bag. For you, Aisha, Zara said. Open it. Inside, a new pink inhaler case with unicorns, plus a set of coloring books and crayons. Aisha gasped. Thank you. She hugged Zara's legs without hesitation. Ahmed watched, stunned. You didn't have to. I wanted to. Zara straightened. Ahmed, sit. Aisha, you can color on the couch. While Aisha settled with her new things, Zara turned to him. I've been thinking, she began quietly. About that morning in the rain. I didn't tell you everything. Ahmed's pulse quickened. Ma'am. Zara, please. She leaned back. My husband passed 2 years ago. Car accident. I was driving. He didn't make it. I did, with injuries, but alive. Since then, I've struggled with guilt. With seeing help as something I don't deserve. Ahmed listened, silent. That day, she continued, I was on my way to a board meeting I dreaded. I could have called my driver, but I wanted to be alone. Then the car died, and no one stopped. Until you. You were late for the most important interview of your life, yet you stayed. You didn't ask for money. You didn't even take my card when I offered. I just saw someone in need. Exactly. Zara's eyes glistened. That act broke something in me, in a good way. I went home that night and cried for the first time since the accident. Not from sadness. From remembering what kindness feels like without strings. Ahmed looked at Aisha, happily coloring. I understand loss too. I know. Zara paused. I did some quiet checking after our first meeting. Not to pry, HR has limits, but enough to learn about Sarah. About how you've raised Aisha alone. About the medical bills. Ahmed shifted uncomfortably. It's life. It's unfair, Zara said firmly. Which is why I want to do more than give you a job. He met her gaze. What do you mean? The family has a small charitable trust. For medical support, education, single parents. I want Aisha covered fully, specialist visits, better inhalers, any therapy if needed. And for you, time. Maybe reduced hours later, or flexible shifts. Whatever helps. Ahmed felt the room tilt. Zara, that's too much. It's not charity, she said. It's repayment. One stranger helped another. Now I get to help back. And before you refuse, think of Aisha's lungs. Think of nights you won't have to choose between medicine and food. He looked at his daughter again. She was showing Zara the drawing, explaining every color. Okay, he whispered. But only for her. Zara smiled. For both of you. They talked longer, about work, about life, about grief that never fully leaves. Zara shared how she'd built Apex from her father's small weaving unit into a major exporter. Ahmed shared stories of fixing neighbors' appliances at midnight for extra cash. By 5 p.m., Aisha was yawning. I should get her home, Ahmed said. Zara walked them to the elevator. One last thing. My daughter, Noor, starts at the same school next week. She's 6 too. Shy, but loves art like Aisha. Maybe, playdate sometime. Ahmed nodded. We'd like that. As the doors closed, Zara added softly, Ahmed, thank you. For stopping. The doors shut. Ahmed held Aisha close as they descended. That evening, his first shift passed in a blur of fabric rolls, color checks, and team coordination. The workers respected him quickly. He knew machines from years of repairs, spotted flaws others missed. At 2 a.m., exhausted but lighter, he drove home under stars. His phone lit up with a message from an unknown number. Ahmed Khan. This is Inspector Farouk, Bahawalpur Police. We need to speak urgently about your late wife, Sarah. There are new developments in her case. Call me tomorrow. Ahmed pulled over, heart hammering. Sarah's death had been ruled medical negligence, surgery complication, no foul play. The hospital settled quietly. He'd accepted it to survive, to focus on Aisha. But new developments. He stared at the message, the night suddenly colder. Something was coming. Something bigger than a job, bigger than kindness. And whatever it was, it had waited 3 years to find him.